Hello, hello, hello. Sorry, everybody. Webinar Jam for some reason was acting up. Please let me know who is on the line. Hopefully you guys are still here. Awesome. Very cool, very cool.
Patrick Brown will say anything to get elected. He now says he's pro-choice. But when
Give me a quick second here, everybody. Once again, I apologize. Okay, let me know who's here. Let me know who's here, folks. Just type in the chat box where you're from. Where you're at. I have to forgive me, my voice is still a little bit weak. It's been healing. Please type into the chat box if you can hear me. Please let me know where you're from. We've got to go on this webinar. It's a little bit behind. Perfect. Okay, I'm just gonna wait literally 2 more minutes and then we're gonna get going because there's a whole bunch of people here. I know we were late. I apologize for that. Big thumbs up to New Jersey. Big thumbs up to Italy. Big thumbs up to Paris. Big thumbs up to London. Big thumbs up to Brisbane. Oh, big thumbs up. We've got Ghana on the line too. Very nice, very nice. Big thumbs up, Texas. Very cool, very cool. We got Southern California. Very cool, very cool. Yep, yep, New York. All good, all good. Where else we got here? Madrid. Very good, very cool. I'm on it. Very cool. Awesome. Okay, guys. Once again, apologize for this. This is Okay, I'm just gonna get set up here. Sorry, once again, sorry. This webinar is going to be very, very compelling for you guys. I'm going to reveal to you guys what's going on. I've had a lot of requests for optimization, what I do in regards to building out compliant funnels on Facebook. And I'm just going to give it all to you guys right here. There's a whole bunch of stuff that we got to go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into it right now. Just give me a quick second here while I get my slides ready. And then we're going to get going. So let me know when you see my screen and tell me what you see on the screen. There may be a little bit of a lag, a couple of seconds from what I do from when you're watching it. So just let me know what you guys see. Okay, you guys should be seeing, yeah, the laws of CPA marketing on Facebook. That's right. Okay, for some reason I got this on full screen on Keynote, but it's not showing up. You guys are probably still frozen on the first screen. I don't know why. Okay. We have a little bit of an issue here. All right. So we're having a little bit of an issue here. I see people saying that they're still frozen on the first screen and I'm on the second screen. Now it's hopping back and forward. Okay. We're just going to get into this. Okay, can you guys tell me what you guys see right now on the screen? Webinar Jam is like really screwing up here. What screen do you guys see? Quickly type into the chat box, please, what screen you guys see. Okay, some people saying they're seeing Okay. So here's what's happening, guys. We've got quite a few members that are a little bit new still. They're just getting walking through the course. We've got a lot of members that are intermediate and experienced, and they're wanting to get the pace picked up a little bit. They want to learn some stuff. So this is a situation now where everything is inside of the membership area. You have all their critiques inside the membership area for looking at other members' funnels. I've gone over so many critiques. The ones that are public are the ones that you see in the membership site. The ones that are private, I did a whole bunch, but some people just didn't want theirs to be public, and I totally respect that. So the ones that you got, you're not going to get those kind of critiques literally anywhere else. I've not seen too many too many quote unquote gurus doing that live, except for obviously Frank Kern, but he stops doing those as well. So you guys got a lot of actionable content inside of the site. You've got a lot of foundations to build off of. So we're gonna pick this up a little bit here. So if you're new, or if you're just joining, or you've been with me for a couple of months now and you're still trying to figure things out, it's a situation where you're gonna have to really kind of dig in, and it's kind of a sink or swim kind of a situation, because we've got members here that are doing tens of thousands of dollars a month, and some of them are actually up at the hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in revenue. So everything works. The blueprint works. The formula works. It's just a matter of now. It's a self accountability time. If you find the course is a little bit advanced for you, that's okay. You're in a good spot, because I would rather see you work up to that, so that when you're ready for the more advanced stuff, it's right there for you. So you don't have to try to scratch your head and figure out, or pay somebody else $10,000 or $15,000 for you to get the advanced stuff when it's right here, right on your desktop or on your mobile device. Okay. So we're going to rock and roll because we're very behind in this webinar. So I'm going to get right into it. So when it comes to the laws of CPA marketing, what you really need to understand is you. Why are people telling me now they can't hear me? Okay, before I start rolling, type into the chat box if you can hear me, because I don't really want to waste my breath or waste my time talking to dead air. If you can hear me, type into the chat box. If you can't hear me, then you need to get on Webinar Jam. Don't watch me on YouTube Live, because YouTube Live, there's like a 5-second delay, and you're not going to be able to hear anything. So click the link that's inside of your email for the actual webinar, to hop on a webinar itself, and don't watch me on YouTube Live. Okay. So here we go. When you're testing, you must test really tightly. If you're on a very strict budget, then you got to be aware of that. If you're testing too many variables at once, what's going to happen is your budget simply cannot accommodate those features. So what's going to happen is you're not going to be able to make really good data decisions, or really good decisions based on your limited data. So this is the problem that I find. As an example, if you only have $100 per day to test to acquire data, you're going to need to pick a CPA offer, or an affiliate offer, or an offer that you see on ClickBank or JVZoo or wherever, that has a certain decent sized payout, that is a low to mid ticket CPA price, anything under $20 to $30, because you're not going to be able to test that much. Your CPA that you should be spending should be 3 to 5 times the payout of the offer. So with $100, you've got to go find a CPA that's going to be anywhere from $20 to $30 payout, because you're not going to be able to acquire enough data coming in. You're not going to be able to acquire enough data coming in to justify and to withhold your budget. Okay, so I see this all the time. People are telling me they're not getting any conversions, or they can't get conversions on a website, on an offer. And I say, well, what's your CPA and what's your budget? And then they tell me I only have a $5 a day budget, or only have a $10 a day budget. Well, if the offer that you're trying to sell is $50, how the heck are you going to get conversions when you only have a $10 a day budget? It just doesn't make sense. And I don't understand why people don't realize this. So I'm telling you right now, I'm laying it down for you, and I'm giving you an example. So it's 3 to 5 times the payout, right? That's kind of really set in stone. Or you can go 2 to 3 times the payout, but you have to understand something. You better have your targeting dialed in, and you better have a tight budget and know what you're doing. Okay, so if you have a bigger budget, that's $300 to $500 per day that you're spending on Facebook, then yes, you can go after higher CPA payout offers, anywhere from $45 to $100 and above. Why? Because you have the budget to do so. So you can acquire more data quickly because you have a bigger budget. Traffic is going to come in quicker. You're going to see more data coming in quicker, and you'll be able to make a better informed decision. So I hope this foundation makes sense to everybody. If it makes sense to you, type into the chat box. I don't want you to overcomplicate this. I don't want you to ask me, well, what happens if I have a $15 a day budget? I've just explained this to you, what you need to do for your CPA. If your CPA is if your CPA for your product is anything over 40 or 50 bucks, then you better have a budget. If it's under that, then you're okay. $100 a day, that's what you need to test with. If it's over $300 to $500 a day with your budget, that's what you need to test with. Okay. The next thing you guys need to understand, and this whole entire webinar is going to be revolving around CPA style marketing with Facebook, like the title says. So we're not talking about e-commerce stuff, but this is very applicable to e-commerce. This is all pure CPA affiliate marketing, finding offers, running them on Facebook, building out lead gen offers, and making a whole bunch of money. Okay, this is stuff that a lot of you have been asking me for. So the next thing you need to do is on your tracking platform, you need to go to a site called trackingtokens.com. This will give you all the tokens for all of your tracking, any CPA network. And when you install these tracking tokens in your tracking platform, whatever you use, whether it be CPV Labs or whether it be Volume.com or iMobiTracks, whatever you're using for tracking, this is going to help you out and tell you exactly where your money is coming from. So you'll be able to know what ads, what categories, what images, what headline, what copy, what call to action inside of your campaigns, inside of your ad sets are popping, and then you're going to be able to see where your conversions are coming from, rather than you trying to scratch your head and trying to figure everything out, along with installing the Facebook Pixel. Okay, so this is very crucial that you make sure you understand you have your tracking put into place. So once again, you can go to trackingtokens.com, and this is what it looks like. So trackingtoken.com, right? You can get all the trackings for every single CPA network, ClickBank, JVs, everything, right? You need to be able to make sure that you have a tracking platform to track everything that you're doing, along with the Facebook Pixel, and then you plop in a tracking token inside of there. It's very self-explanatory. It's 101 affiliate marketing. They have training tutorials for you, so you're not going to get lost. This is not going to be over your head. Okay, let's move on. So when it comes to the laws of CPA marketing on Facebook and the funnels, and I don't want you to read everything that I have here on the screen, because what's going to happen now is when you do that, you're going to get ahead of yourself. I don't know why I can't do a transition on Webinar Jam with the bullet points. I'm going to have to go contact support again so that they understand what's going on. But that being said, here's what you need to do. So when it comes to CPA marketing, pure CPA marketing on Facebook and the funnels, this is strictly for CPA marketing. So understand what I'm saying to you. It's all CPA stuff here now, right? We have a different strategy for CPA. So follow the formula. I'm giving you the foundation. I'm giving you the formula. You're not going to get lost. You're going to listen to what I'm saying, and you're going to read the screen, and you're going to put it all together. We start out. My guys start out with 5 ads. Each ad is running to a different landing page. We have 2 landing pages for the 5 ads. They are similar, but they come from different tracking sources, and it depends on the network you're running from with your offer. Because one network may have one offer that's performing differently, and another network will have another offer that's performing differently. So we like to pick out 2 offers. It's the same offer, but they're on different networks, and they're for multiple reasons, as I just explained. One network may have a different payout. One network may have a different optimization procedure. One network may have higher EPCs. One network, the VSL for the offer may be different. So there's a couple of different tangibles. What we want to do is we want to find the offer that works the best for our particular traffic source. So right out of the gate with this formula that I'm giving you, you could have anywhere from 20 profitable to maybe 20 not profitable campaigns in a combination. So it's crucial that when you're doing this, that you are going to have your competitive intelligence done beforehand, before you even start to drop a dime in Facebook advertising. I'm not going to go over the competitive intelligence because you've got that inside of the course. Everything is there inside of the course for competitive intelligence, how you do your research. The next thing that we want to do is with this combination, we can quickly test a few variables right out of the gate. So what that means now is when we have 5 ads, we can quickly test the image, the headline, the body copy, and the call to action, whether it be on mobile or desktop. When we have 2 landing pages, what happens now is we can split test the headline and the style of the landing page. So we can have a content type of a landing page, and we can have a direct response landing page, i.e. our content rich product landing page and a direct response landing page. All of this is inside of the course. You have all of this information, you have all these examples inside of the course. What we do next now is we have 2 offers. So we get to split test the offers. So we're going to see which one converts better or brings in better data. This is the beginning of a campaign and how we want to start to acquire data. So let me ask you guys a quick question. Based on what I've just explained to you guys, do you guys understand the quick formula that I'm revealing to you guys today for this CPA style marketing? Do you guys understand this? Type into the chat box if you understand this. We start with 5 ads. We have 2 landing pages. We have 2 offers. One offer is going to one landing page. The other offer is going to another landing page. We're able to take 5 ads. We're able to test quickly with the image, the headline, the body copy, and the call to action. With our landing pages, we have 2 style landing pages. So we have the only thing that changes on the landing page is the headline. And then the style of the landing page, either it's a content rich product landing page or it's a direct response landing page, hardcore, right? And then we have 2 offers. We split test the offers. One has a higher EPC, one may have a different optimization. So that's what we want to test to find out which offer is going to be the best for us. Do you guys understand this? Type in the chat box really quickly because I'm moving on to the next slide. Perfect. So what this looks like is this looks like this. So when we have 3 images here, you can see why we do what we do. This is the formula. The only thing that changes here is the images, right? The copy is the same, the call to action is the same, but we want to split test to find which image is going to pop first. That's the first thing we do in the formula. You guys got that? So that's what that looks like. Moving on. So when it comes to CPA style marketing, the only thing that really matters is 2 things. All we care about is simply 2 things, and then that's it. What we care about is EPC and CPC when it comes to pure affiliate CPA style marketing. That's earnings per click and cost per click. And here's the formula. This is all you need to worry about. If your EPC is more than your CPC, you are going to make money, period. There's zero debate on that, and it's 100% fact. If your CPC is greater than your EPCs, you are going to lose money, period. There's zero debate on that. That is 100% fact. You cannot screw around with the laws of mathematics. That's the way it works. Now, I'm going to show you how to break this down into 2 different levels because it's broken down on the campaign level and it's broken down on a specific ad set level. So on the campaign level, if your EPCs are high and your CPCs are low, what you're basically doing is you're arbitraging the traffic, you're arbitraging the clicks, and you're going to be making profit. What you're going to be doing is you're going to be pocketing the difference and you're going to be putting it back into your campaign. If I am losing money at the campaign level with higher CPCs versus EPCs, then I need to figure out exactly what's going on with that particular campaign so I'm not hemorrhaging money. So, what does that look like? I'm going to give you a scenario for what this looks like now. So, in this scenario, when someone is getting cheap clicks, that may be all fine and dandy, but it's better for you maybe sometimes not to get cheap clicks because if the cheap clicks are cheap, they may not back end, they may not back out when the offer is converting or you're trying to make the offer to convert. So what that means is you may get cheap clicks, you may get all sorts of clicks, and then all of a sudden when it goes to the checkout page or the advertiser gets the leads are crappy. They're getting a lot of refunds, they're getting a lot of chargebacks, there's low quality leads. So sometimes it's not okay to get cheap clicks. As an example, I would rather pay $7 CPC per click if I knew my EPCs were going to back out at $15 EPCs. Why wouldn't I? I would rather if I had to pay $100 per click, but I knew my EPCs were $135, I'd pay that all day long because it's backing out. So don't worry about how much you're paying per click sometimes. The only time you worry about it is if you're not making money. If you're making money, then sure, your objective is to try to get the CPC down as low as you possibly can, but don't fret about it. If your EPCs are high and you're making a whole bunch of money, that's what you need to scale. Okay? All the other metrics are irrelevant when it comes down to this. They're all irrelevant. It doesn't matter, right? So, in a nutshell, click-through rate, CPMs, most of that stuff is all bullshit. You can't take that to the bank. So at the end of the day, you're going to scale your EPCs and make sure your CPC is low. That's it. So that being said, I'm going to get into our first compliant funnel on Facebook, and it's in the performance niche. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how my teams, I have multiple teams. I'm going to show you on the formula for how we do this. And it's a very simple formula. I'm going to show you how it's done, and then you're going to go and you're going to replicate the process. Very simple. So first thing we do is a couple tools that we use. We use cbengine.com. It's a great tool. We're doing pure affiliate marketing here. We're running ClickBank. ClickBank is deadly easy for you guys to run if you're not running on ClickBank. It's safe. You're going to get paid every 2 weeks. You're going to get paid on time. You're going to have very little scrubbing or very little issues on the back end. And it's somewhere that you should really start to master. If you can't make $100,000 a month with ClickBank or more, you're having a problem. Versus trying to go to a CPA network and getting shaved on clicks and making all sorts of money. They're not getting paid because advertisers are bolting and they're leaving. Advertisers are screwing you on your clicks. Like all sorts of nonsense is going on. Stick to ClickBank. I mean, we do it all day long. Yes, I'm in CPA networks as well, but I love ClickBank. It's super easy. So use a tool like CB Engines. I love it. You can get the pro version or the free version. So you see exactly what's going on with ClickBank. So based on that, what we did is we found an offer here called Bar Brothers. Now, here's my caveat here. This offer has been on ClickBank for a very long time. We've been running this offer now for probably about 2 years or longer. And this offer, when it came out, it was like a gravity of like 200. And then it slowly started to go downhill. But here's the issue. Here's what beginning and intermediate affiliates do. Here's why they screw up. They always go after the next shiny bullet, the next greatest, latest thing. And what happens is when the offer starts to drop, they leave. But they don't understand that if they stay the long term and they built out their funnels properly, they now can go back to the advertiser because they've driven so much volume to the advertiser that the advertiser is going to give them higher payouts. The advertiser is going to give them more perks. The advertiser is going to give them back end rev share deals with their product. There's all sorts of different ways to monetize an offer. So that's what more experienced affiliates do. They'll stay the long term as long as the product is still converting. So we saw this product here a while back ago. Like I said, we've been running this now, so it's kind of a spoiler alert. But I'm showing you guys what you guys need to do. So we go to their website. So you see up here in the red box, you look at their social media, you look at their presence across social media, and you say to yourself, this is a pretty good product. I think I want to promote this product. So again, you always do your competitive intelligence. You do your research first before you start to do anything, before you start to drop a dime or a penny in advertising. So once we go there, we go on to Facebook. My guys want to see exactly what's going on. So here's their fan page. When you have the ability to have 2 million people like your fan page and you have 2 million people following your fan page, you have a target market to be able to target, to be able to launch ads to, right? So this is the formula that we use. Then we want to go over and we want to see how often they're running ads, when they ran ads. These guys are always running ads all the time. So with this here, this is big ads, bigbigads.com. That's the name of the website, bigbigads.com. So I'll put that in there for you guys so that you guys can see it. So what happens now is we look at their ads. We look at ads like this. We see 8,000 likes, 174 comments, 54 shares, pretty viral stuff. So we know that ads are popping. We know that the market's there for them. So what do? Well, it's very simple. We want to go over and see what's going on the other social platforms. We go to YouTube because this is how you do your competitive intelligence. We want to see exactly what's going on when it comes to the competitive intelligence, where else they're advertising. We want to look at their keywords. We want to look at their categories. We want to look at their interest. Because when you do all those three things, what happens now is you're able to look at what you need to do on Facebook. You look at the keywords they're using, they look at the interest and the categories that they're using on cross social media, and you're able to plug them into Facebook, right? So what that looks like is in the next screen that I'm going to show you, if video is so powerful, what do you think we are using? What kind of ads do you think we're going to use when we see what our competition and other competitors are using? Well, we're going to go out and we're going to create a video ad. So I'm going to walk you through this process of why we create video ads. Because the worst thing that you can do as an affiliate, and I see this all the time, is after you've done all your competitive intelligence, you've seen what your competitors are doing, You do the complete opposite of everybody else. If video ads are popping, you use video ads. So we walk through the process. Here's our objective. Our objective is video views, right? Now this is one of my team's accounts. So obviously I got to blur some data, but you're going to see everything step by step, right? So our objective is video views. What we want to do here is when you're doing your edit placements, you don't want your placements to show up everywhere because that's not how you do targeting. What we do is when you see this, we want to make sure that you don't put your placements on Instagram. You don't put your placements on Audience Network. You don't put your placements anywhere else. You put your placements on the Facebook mobile news feed because that's where a whole bunch of the traffic is. That's where you're targeting. You don't put it on Audience Network. Audience Network is not going to do any good because what happens now is Facebook's going to show your ad everywhere, and that's going to cost you money. You've done your competitive intelligence. You know exactly where you need to place your placement, so that's where you place them, right? So what happens next is you need to be able to make sure that you have your budget. Now, you don't need to know what we do with our budgets. Go back to what I've explained to you back into the webinar where you dictate now what your budget tells you how much you can put in for budgeting. So don't worry about our budgets because our budgets are kind of high. So you're not going to be able to compete with what my teams do because we want to get in as much traffic as possible. So the next thing we do is our page in our pixel. So what I want to show you guys here is these are what my teams are doing. What I want you to do is I don't want you to rip off what we're doing. I want you to model what we're doing. I'm giving you everything here, and I want you to model it. So this is what one of our ads look like. This is very important. In the red box that you see, you need to make sure that you check off your pixel. And underneath it where it says offline tracking, you need to make sure that you have that on. So you need to make sure you use offline tracking. Offline event set. So what that does now is you are training your pixel very smartly. Your pixel is going to pick up everything that you need it to pick up. You're training it to go out and find the best quality leads for you to bring into your business. Here's one of the ads that we're running. This is a simple ad. Simplistic ads work, right? You can take this ad image, this ad copy, this ad variant if you'd like, and use it and model it. I don't want you to rip it off verbatim word for word because we are running these ads. So the worst thing that you can do is hurt my team, right? I'm giving you some actionable content for you guys to use in your businesses, but I ask that you don't rip it off. So just be cool. So what happens now is you see that our ad is approved and our ads are running. So what we do is, and what I find funny is people build out all these big, massive funnels. You don't need to build out a big, massive funnel. What we do is we build out, this is one of our ClickFunnels accounts. What we do is we build out a simple one-page website. Okay, no more, no less. The objective here is to get proof of concept and to put money into the bank. Afterwards, you can build out a big mega funnel if you want to. I don't build out big mega funnels anymore. I don't need to. This is a one-page website. As you can see here, it's just the opt-in form. But it's very highly congruent because we're running a video ad. We're bringing it back to a squeeze page. And our squeeze page, as you can see here, we have our affiliate link inside of our ClickFunnels account. It's a custom domain. So go out, spend the $5, get a custom domain so you can run it through ClickFunnels. Don't use the ClickFunnels URL or the subdomain when you're running on Facebook ads because you're going to hurt yourself. Go and get $5 and get a custom domain. Put your affiliate link in there where you see the big red arrow, right? And this is what our one-page site looks like. Okay, so what we do is our funnel is highly congruent from our targeting, from our video ad. Our video ad comes here to our video page. We're showing them another video This is a content-rich product landing page, as I've explained to you guys before. It's a page that has a whole bunch of content on it. I actually can't show you the whole entire page, but you get the gist of it, right? You can model this. And what are we doing? We're building out a list. So we're appeasing Facebook. We've got content on the page, highly relevant content on the page. We've got a video ad that's running, and we're building an email list. This is all fine, right? And this is a one-page site. So does it work? From the month of September 21st, 2017 to October 21st, 2017, this is how much data we have collected in this one particular funnel from a one-page website. So let me ask you a question. Page views that we have just over 500,000 page views. Our opt-ins over 45,000 opt-ins. So let me ask you a question. Why would you build out a multi-step funnel? Why would you build out a complex funnel when you can just simply build out a one-page site? That's it. I have nothing against people that are selling funnels as a part of their business model or their side hustle, or they have agencies that sell funnels. But I'm showing you real life proof that all you need to do is build out a one-page site to get proof of concept, to build out a list, to make a whole bunch of money, stacks of money. And it's simply a one-page site, and you follow up with them in email. You've just seen a one-page site that makes a whole bunch of money, right? You don't have to build a multi-step funnel. So here we go into our next case study. Our next case study is going to be in the solar panel. It's going to be a solar panel niche. Now, I've been in this niche now for over 3 years. I've created a couple of case studies around this particular niche, and I've given it away inside of 2 of my premium brand courses, which is DNA Wealth Blueprint. So I'm going to give you guys a niche right now. I'm going to reveal another funnel to you guys. Give me a quick second. I'll be right back. Sorry, I just had to get a glass of water there, guys. So this funnel here I'm going to reveal to you guys is in the solar panel niche. So here's the thing. We've been in this market now for 3 years, over 3 years, and we see a lot of competitors coming and going in this particular niche market. When my guys were doing their research, I had my guys screenshot and record everything that they do from the time that they turn on their laptops till the time that they shut down their laptops. They screen record everything. This is something that maybe you guys should be doing when you're training your teams. Because what happened is we found a ad, and then when we saw this ad, one of my guys clicked on it, and I've never ever seen this before, but this competitor actually gates you before you can actually get into Facebook. I don't know how they're doing it. We're still trying to figure this out. If they would have never took this screenshot and recorded this, I would have never known this and we would have never seen this. But this particular advertiser here can gate you before you get into Facebook. I've never seen, I don't know what they're doing. We're still trying to figure it out. They've got to be using some type of iframe buster or something, which they're obviously violating Facebook's terms and services. So I'm not going to rat them out, but I've never seen it before. It's very unique. So they're actually building the list before they actually get into Facebook. This is incredible. So what we did is we went further into the process and we seen one of the ads that they're running. So what we like to do is we build out very specific profiles in every market that we go into. So we build out real profiles, or what we will do is we will actually, my guys, my teams will actually reach out to people, everyday people on Facebook, and they will say something along the lines of, oh, would you like to make an extra $100 a month using your Facebook account? And people will be like, what are you talking about? And we'll say, well, we're actually doing research into this niche market. We noticed that you like a couple of different things in this niche market. We'd like to pay you $100 a month on the side if you can like some more interest within this particular niche market. And all we want you to do is, whenever ads pop up, we'd like you to record some of the ads and take a screenshot of some of the ads. You can go use this product over here. It's called Jing. It's free. There's no cost to you. So would you like to make an extra $100 a month? 98% of the people say yes. In some markets, we pay them in upwards of $300 a month. Why would I do that? $300 to me is nothing. When it comes back that I can make 5x more, why wouldn't I? I'm not telling you guys to go out and do what we're doing. I'm giving you a methodology that we use. We're not violating any terms and services. We're not taking over people's accounts. These are real live people, but we need to get into these niche markets. So that's one method of how we get into these niche markets. So we looked at one of their ads here that we pulled up from one of the accounts, so we're able to see what's going on, and we see that they got some nice running ads. So what we decide to do is, from there, we look at their Facebook fan page. So when we see their Facebook fan page, we see this is a really good market for us a new advertiser for us to target against, because they have a big following. They have a semi-decent following, as you can see here on the screen. So we know what the targeting looks like. So what we do is we then go and create an ad for ourselves. So here's one of our ads here that you can see. Again, I'm giving you one of our ads. You can take this ad, you can model it. Don't rip it off verbatim, word for word, image for image, and everything else. I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is look at this as a formula and model it. Because what actually happens now is, if you actually rip off my ad and you run this ad in the same market, you're actually going to hurt both of us. Because Facebook's not stupid. They're looking at these ads and they're saying, why are these two ads from two different competitors, two different advertisers, exactly the same? So I'm asking you nicely, just don't do it. Model it. I'm giving you guys some gold here. So model it. And I'm not telling you to actually move into this market either. I'm giving you a case study, which is what you guys are asking for, of a compliant funnel that running off of Facebook, that's lead gen. So with this ad here, what happens is our ad goes back to one of our content-rich product landing pages. Now, you guys know what content-rich product landing pages are. You've seen them. This is one of ours in the solar panel niche. This is one of our multiple ones. Obviously, I can't give you this content. You have a framework. I'm showing you what this looks like. When you build out your content-rich product landing page, you have every single post on your content-rich product landing page. You have it very niche specific. I'm not going to get into this because it's inside of the course. So all I'm going to do is give you the overview. This is what your content-rich product landing page should look like in a very specific niche. Everything is niche related. That's it. So when somebody clicks on our ad, they go to our content-rich product landing page. Inside of our content-rich product landing page, depending on the article that they click on, the article is our money post. From our money post, what happens is it goes to our advertorial. So what happens now is we have pre-framed, we have pre-qualified, we have warmed up, pre-sold the lead. The lead is more highly likely to convert on our money page, which is right here. And if you look over to the right-hand side, yes, that is our big banner ad. When people click on it, they go right to the advertiser's offer. This is 1000% compliant with Facebook, because we've got our ad, we've got our fan page, we've got highly engaging content off of our ad. We did a PPE style ad, so we get all that social proof. We turned it into a conversion ad. That conversion ad, when somebody clicks on it, goes to our content-rich product landing page. They go inside of a very specific article from that ad. They look at the ad, they read it, they click again, they go to our advertorial, and then they go to the checkout. That's how it's done. This is all inside of the course for you guys. So I'm not going to go through it in depth. I'm giving you the formula. I'm giving you the funnel that you guys are requesting to run a CPA offer, right? So that being said, Now it's time for us to talk about optimization. We're going to get a little bit more advanced now into the optimization side of things because this is what a lot of members are requesting, is they want to know how you optimize and how you scale. So this being Q4, this is the toughest time to advertise in Q4. Let me stop for one quick second so I can take a glass of water. If you guys have questions, please put them into the chat box. I will probably answer one or two questions, then we're going to move on because we're kind of behind in time. So if you got a question, type it into the chat box and I will respond. Have I been talking to dead air? Please let me know if you guys are out there. I don't see any questions coming in. Please let me know if I'm still talking. You guys can still hear me, at least to type into the chat box. Okay, so when it comes to optimization, you need to be able to do a few different things. When you want to optimize for certain browsers. Your browsers you want to optimize for are some of the biggest browsers out there because this is where most of your money is going to come from. Don't fool around with other browsers. I'm going to show you what browsers that you need to dial in on and you need to optimize for. One of them is Internet Explorer. The next two browsers are Chrome and Safari browsers. All these other browsers you do not need to optimize for any of these other browsers. Okay, we've done all the hard work for you. We know exactly what browsers to optimize for. So it's Internet Explorer, it's Chrome, and it's Safari. That's it. Don't waste your time with Opera. Don't waste your time with Mozilla Firefox. Don't waste your time with a lot of these other browsers. 80% of your income is going to be generated and come from 3 different browsers. That's it, right? If you guys want to go test on your own dime, if you come back to me and say, hey, well, Peter, well, what about this other browser over here? I'm going to tell you, listen, I've just given you what works. If you want to go test it on your own dime, great, go ahead and report back to me. Okay? When it comes to mobile devices, when you want to optimize on mobile, here's what you need to optimize on mobile, what you need to specifically look for. There's a couple of different things you need to optimize for on mobile. So when it comes to mobile, you want to look at feature phones and you want to look at smartphones. Now, feature phones are just a step down from actual smartphones. They're getting really good right now. So as an example, an iPhone is a smartphone. When you go down to the feature phone, it's just the next step down from an iPhone. Still got the same capabilities. You can still purchase stuff online, but we find that feature phones are just a little bit cheaper because people in like international countries, third world countries, developing nations, they can't afford the iPhone, so they get the feature phones. So they work just as well. On those feature phones or on all and those smartphones, there are a couple different things that you need to worry about, and that's it. Anything else, don't worry about them. And when it comes down to it, when your optimization, it comes down to 4G, LTE, 3G, and Wi-Fi. Everything that you do, you put them into a separate campaign, a separate ad set, and you optimize and scale. Don't worry about 2G. Don't worry about all these other cellular datas. You want to worry about 4G, 3G. You want to optimize for 4G, LTE, 3G, Wi-Fi. That's it. Everything else, don't worry about it. Okay. Now, when it comes to the optimization levels and sets, there are 4 different levels, and I'm going to go through them one by one. At the end of it, I'll do some Q&A for you guys. I'm not going to do Q&A right now. And by the way, the question that was just asked is, how do I do article selection for a content-rich product landing page? That's all inside of the course. See, when I get a question, when I see a question like that, that tells me that that person didn't spend any time whatsoever inside of the course. I've laid everything out inside of the course for you guys. The last thing that you guys do is not watch any of the videos, not listen to any of the audio that I'm doing, not read any of the PDFs. I've put together a blockbuster course for you. Everything is inside of the course. As a little respect, what I've done for you, I would hope that you, if you meet me halfway at least by going through the modules, going through the detailed modules that I've created for you guys, before you start to ask questions that are already inside the modules that I've already answered. So I'm not mad, but what I see is when I get questions like that, that person that just asked that question, they have not gone through the course whatsoever, because that's right inside of the course. It's actually right inside of the 4 phases of doing your competitive intelligence. I've gone through it. So I created the course, so I know. Okay, so let's get into optimization levels and the steps. So level 1, step 1. You want to optimize for your daily budget, and you want to optimize for your unlimited campaigns first. So what happens now is later on, you can go back and you can edit the size of your daily budget. I don't recommend that you pause your campaigns. You kind of never, ever want to pause your campaigns for a couple different reasons. What you want to do under extreme circumstances, yes, pause the campaign. But on a day-to-day basis, never pause the campaign. Always lower the budget on a campaign. That way you'll get less traffic coming in, but you're still not going to screw around with your already existing metrics. You're still not going to screw around with the already existing algorithm that's pushing traffic to you. Just lower the budget. Never pause the campaign. Because what happens now is you can incrementally grow that campaign once again once you figure everything out. Okay? So never pause a campaign, right? So this is important to understand, because when you're doing your daily budget, you can't change an ad set budget type after you've done this, when it's up and it's running and it's created. So you have to be very careful in the very beginning when you're creating your budgets. What you can do, however, is you can duplicate the campaign, the ad set, and then you can change the budget accordingly. So don't pause the campaign, don't stop the campaign. If you screw up, that's fine. Simply duplicate it, duplicate the ad set, and change the budget accordingly, okay? So always make sure that when you're doing your campaign setup, this is the most crucial part of your campaign success. Because when you do this in the very beginning, what you're actually going to do is you set yourself up for success with your later campaigns. If you build out your campaigns properly at the very beginning, as you start to optimize and scale your future campaigns, you're going to be in a better spot to be able to do that. This is why I say it's always good to start with a small budget with one campaign and test that one campaign first until you get the metrics that you desire. Then you simply duplicate the campaign, you dupe the ad set, and you change the budget thereafter. This is the formula for what you want to do. Okay? Let's move on to level 2 with optimization levels. So in level 2, step 2, here's what you want to be able to do. And once again, I apologize because Webinar Jam, these are all supposed to be bills. They're supposed to be sliding in so you don't see all this information all at once. So just follow along with what I'm showing you right now. And at the end of this webinar, you can always go back and watch the recording on your own time at your own speed. So level 2, you only want to use lifetime budgets once you have optimized everything for your daily budget, because you're going to know exactly when to run your ads and the times to run your ads. And you do this by setting up your reporting columns in your Facebook reporting. Okay, so lifetime budgets are different than your daily budgets. So that being said, everyone's objective is different. in different niche markets with different niche models. So what happens in e-commerce is totally different than digital goods. What happens in digital goods is totally different when you're doing B2B and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? But there's a process that you have to follow. So there's no set in stone. You have to build out a campaign this way. What I'm doing is I'm going to give you a basic overall formula that you can build out the multiple six figures. Okay. And then what you need to do is adjust when you see stuff happening. You need to understand that the algorithm is always moving. It's in constant state of flux. So every second, right? So when you build out the right formula and you have the right foundation, which is what I'm giving you right now, nothing's really going to go wrong. All you're going to be able to do is adjust on the fly, and you're going to be able to do it without a lot of damage because you built out a right formula first. Okay. So this is why you need to know exactly when you're setting up your ads to run on autopilot, they'll always be bringing in consistent ROI for you. When you build out the right formula, when you build out the right campaign set, which is what I'm explaining to you now for optimization, all you really need to do is let your campaigns run on autopilot because you're always going to get a consistent ROI. Now, here's the caveat to all of this. And here's the big danger point that I'm going to explain to you guys. Every quarter, at least a couple of weeks before the earning report comes out for Facebook, you're going to see when you're running ads that your CPMs and your CPCs are going to fluctuate. It happens every quarter. Every time there's an earnings report that comes out, at least a week or two before that, you're going to see some wild fluctuations. You're going to see your traffic being throttled. You're going to see your budget being eaten up. You're going to see CPMs are going through the roof. They're so high. It happens every quarter, right? If you don't believe me, if you've been advertising for more than a year on Facebook, go back and look at your CPMs, go look back and look at your CPMs for a time period for every quarter. Facebook is now a publicly traded company. So their bottom line is to their investors, not to you. So understand that. The same thing happens on every holiday season. We're in Q4 right now. This is the best time and the worst time for e-commerce guys because you're going to see your prices are going through the roof. You're wondering what's going on. Well, this is what's going on. Facebook knows this. They want their money, right? So that's why I say always kind of start with lower budgets and work your way up to build up to build up the higher budgets. When you do that, this is what happens. We know exactly when to run our ads, why, what days to run our ads, and what times to run our ads. So for us, we have taken this model now and we know we don't run our ads every day. Here's what people ask me. Peter, do you run ads every day on Facebook? Yes, I run ads on Facebook, but depending on the niche market that I'm in, because I finally figured out and my team has finally figured out when we need to run our ads, we don't run ads every day, but we're in Facebook every day. So this is what we have finally figured out. So there are certain days and certain times where we simply don't run ads because we don't need to in some of our markets. And there are certain days and times that yes, we full throttle our budgets and we want to run because that's when we're making our spends. You're only able to do this with lifetime budgets. Okay. And understand something. When you're setting up your ad campaigns, you've got to understand that your ad campaigns are going to run in your local time zone, in your prospects and your leads' local time zones, not yours. Okay? Again, people never believe this. I created a course, DNA Wealth Blueprint. It was in DNA Wealth Blueprint 2.0, where I went over all of this stuff. People didn't believe it. They thought once you created an ad, your ad was running. It does not. It runs in your leads, your prospects, local time zone. I showed this to Mike Hill, who was the co-founder of Internet Marketing Super Friends, and he was running ads all the time. When I showed him this formula, I showed him when to split test and when to day part. When he saw this and he implemented it in his business, he made millions of dollars because he was running ads all the time and he was losing a whole bunch of money. Sure, he was making money, but he was losing a whole bunch of money. So when he finally dialed in when exactly to run his ads, he made millions, right? And he posted about it inside of the biggest group on one of the biggest groups on Facebook. So you will find all this information out when you go into your reporting columns. You'll know exactly when to run your ads, what days to run your ads, what times to run your ads based on your conversions. So why would you want to waste money running ads all day long? Okay. Level 3, step 3 for optimization and scale. This is what a lot of people still to this day, even advanced marketers still to this day, they get this, they do this. When you submit your ads, when you submit your campaigns to Facebook, you pause your campaigns when you submit them. You never want to let your ads run when you're waiting for the submission process to get approval. Because once you get approval, Facebook's going to run your ads right there on the spot. So what that means now is if you submit your ads, let's say you submit your ads at 9 o'clock at night and you're waiting for them to get approved, and all of a sudden you go to bed or you go screw off, do whatever you want to do, and all of a sudden an hour later your ads get approved, your ads are going to start running. Why would you let your ads run from, let's say, as an example, 10 o'clock at night all the way through the whole entire cycle when you don't want your ads to be run, when you don't know if your market's even around at that particular time? You just wasted a whole bunch of money. So you have to understand something. Pause your ads, wait for your ads to get approved, then you turn your ads on so you get the full cycle of the full day spend, right? Because Facebook, depending on when you submit your ad and if you let your ads run, they're going to throttle your traffic, which means they're going to send you as much junky traffic as they possibly can because they need to get their CPMs in, they need to get their spend in, they need to recover their ad cost. So don't do it, right? Here we go with optimization level 4, step 4. This is what everybody has been waiting for. This is what's going to dictate and tell you how and when you run your ads and how and when you scale and optimize. So you need to know a couple of different things. You need to know what your AOV is, which is what your average order value is. You need to know what your CPA is, and you need to know what your LCV is, which is your lifetime customer value. Okay? If you don't know these numbers, you don't know your metrics, you're going to be in a world of hurt. So let me explain this to you. What are you prepared to spend on acquiring a customer? It doesn't matter whether you pick a percentage or whether you pick a dollar amount. I just want you to pick one, but you have to know your numbers. As an example, if your AOV is $10, if your average order value to acquire a customer is $10, how much of that $10 are you prepared to pay to, to acquire that customer? This is going to be a quick little interaction with you guys. Is it A, $5? Is it B, $13.85? Is it C, $7.50? Is it D, $9.83? Is it E, $12.55? Or is it F, $10.70? I want you to type into the chat box really quickly. If your average order value is $10, how much are you prepared to spend of that $10 to acquire a customer? Please type into the chat box which one it is. A, B, C, D, E, or F. Which one, guys? Type it into the chat box, please. Real quick. Then I got to move on. I just want to make sure you guys understand this point. Okay, as an example, if your AOV is $10, you can spend A, C, D, and F. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat to that on the next slide. Let's move on to the next one. If your CPA is 19.75% greater than $10, what do you do? Do you run the ad set and still try to fix it? Do you pause it? Do you kill it? Do you lower the budget and split test variables? What do you do? Please type into the chat box what you do. I'll answer all three of these in a second. I just want to get your input. I want to see where everybody's at. If your CPA is 19.75% greater than $10, what do you do? Do you run the ad set and try to fix it? Do you pause it? Do you kill it? Do you lower the budget and split test? What do you do? Please type into the chat box really quickly. The next one, if your AOV is 20% less than your CPA, what do you do? Do you pause it? Do you run it? Do you scale it? Or do you kill it? I just want to get you guys answering all these questions, and I'll answer all three of these things for you, okay? I just want to see what people are saying. This is going to dictate whether or not you optimize and scale your campaigns. This is what everyone's been waiting for. So, if your CPA is 19.75% greater than $10, here's what you need to do. You can continue to run the ad set. You can lower the budget, because what this is telling you is there's a time frame. Sorry, there's a percentage of a safe window, and I'll tell you what the safe window is on the next screen. But there's a safe window that you guys can use to be able to continue to run this ad. When you lower the budget, the first thing that you want to split test is you want to split test your images, because 9 times out of 10, it's just a matter of refreshing the image, split testing the image. Okay? So it's okay for you to lower the budget and split test it. You can still continue to run the ad set. Never, ever, ever pause it or kill it. The reason why is intermediate and beginner marketers will kill an ad set and pause it because they just don't understand how to optimize. Okay. Your AOV is $10. You can pay $5. You can pay $7.50. You can pay $9.83. You can pay $10.70. You can even pay $12.55 if you understand how to optimize. Once again, that comes down to split testing a variable to lower CPA. Now, this is all contingent on a couple of different things. If your funnel, if you have upsells in your funnel, you have downsells, cross sells in your funnel, you have what I consider what's called a profit pipeline, which means you have 3 to 4 products in your pipeline that are pure profit for you on the back end, and you push people through that profit pipeline. Or you have an ascension model where you take somebody for, as an example, you take them from $97 to $197 to $497 to $997 to $1997. Or you have a back end licensing deal where you give rev share. All these things you have to factor into your front end to be able to dictate what you do with your ad sets when you're coming in. So what this looks like is when you're advertising, as long as you have a certain window and your risk is 10 to 15%. So I'm jumping a little bit ahead of this in this particular slide. So I'm just telling you right now 10, 15%. But the first level and level 4 and step 4 is, at the end of the day, there's no really hard, fast, and set rules. It all boils down to your risk tolerance, and it boils down to you setting up your guidelines at the beginning of your campaign and knowing your KPIs. So you have to understand what's an acceptable time frame for you and what's an acceptable either percentage or dollar figure for you to be able to continue to run ads. Okay? This is going to dictate whether or not your campaign is, you can turn it around, or whether or not you kill it. So in our businesses, everything is set up by the rules that we set up because no campaign is perfect. Facebook is always going to throw a monkey wrench into the algorithm every single day. So, as an example, here are the guidelines and rules we set up for optimization and scale. We set up 10-15% range for our ad sets, whether they be positive, whether they be negative. As long as it's within 10 to 15%, we are going to continue to run with this ad set because we're going to give ourselves 72 hours to fix it. So either way, we know whether an asset is going to work and then we're going to scale it or we're going to kill it. So any campaign can be turned around within 72 hours using this formula and this process. Within a 10 to 15% variable for your ad sets, whether they be negative, whether they be positive, it doesn't matter. You have 10 to 15% leeway and you have 72 hours to fix it. So if you're going to ask me why 10 to 15%, it's because if you're working with small budgets, you're only going to be losing a small amount of money, but you're going to be quickly able to figure out whether or not you can get this ad set to pop, to turn it around, and to scale it. If you have big budgets, let's say you're working with $500 a day budgets or $1,000 a day budgets or $10,000 a day budgets, well, 10 to 15% now is some big money that you're putting on the line. But because you're getting the amount of data that you're bringing in, you should be able to quickly figure out within 72 hours whether or not you can turn a campaign around. If you can't turn it around, you kill it. You take that existing budget from the ad sets that you killed and allocate them to your new campaigns and to new ad sets to increase your budget, and then you go and scale. So as an example, what we do now is the first thing that we do, and here's the order of our optimization within this particular guideline. Is the first thing we do is we split test our image first. We take our control image and then we run it with another image. And what we'll either do with the image, we'll do one of a couple different things. We'll increase or decrease the contrast. We'll make it a black and white type of an image. We'll do a diagonal type of an image, which means we'll cut the image in half and we'll put text on it and we'll do in that order. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to split test the headline, then the body copy, then the call to action in that particular order. And then finally, what we're going to do is then we're going to layer a lookalike audience as the third step and finally switch it over to manual bidding. That is the guideline. That is the formula that we follow for optimization and scale. Because if we can't change it and we can't turn it around with the third and final layer, which is the layering a lookalike audience on top of it, and then switching to manual bidding, and we can't turn a campaign around within 72 hours, we're killing it. That's it, plain and simple. This is the formula. This is the methodology that you guys now have. And what boils down to all of this is to look something like this. So with the optimization formula and scale, it's always a 3 to 5 return every time we do our ads. Every time we set up a campaign, when we follow this formula, this is what we do. So what it looks like to you guys now is on this one particular campaign setup, we've got a total spend of $68,000, but we've made back 305. So what that is more of a 5-time return on our investment. So this is what we use with the formula. This is what we use with the optimization. And this is what we use with the scale. So this is how we optimize and this is how we scale. So my voice is kind of shot again. I got to go see a doctor because I think I'm losing my voice. It happens. It's been going for like last month or so. So I'm going to take a quick short Q&A with you guys. I'm going to answer a couple of questions and then I'm going to end the webinar. you will be able to watch this webinar in the back office. You'll be able to take your time and watch it and break it down. But I've now given you guys the more intermediate and the more advanced guys that are and girls that are inside of the course. I've given you what you've asked for. You guys have asked for compliant funnels with CPA marketing using a lead gen style system. You've asked for how do you optimize and how do you scale? What are your budgets? You've got it now. You need to go back and probably watch this video, this webinar, probably 1 or 2 times so that you get it. The framework is here for you guys. I will take a couple of different questions and my voice is toast and I'll answer your questions. Then we're going to shut down this webinar. I thank you very much for showing up for this webinar. I apologize that it started a little bit late, but we got into it. I've gone through it. If you've got questions, ask your questions. I'll wait literally 2 minutes, and if I don't see any questions coming in, I'm going to end the webinar. Yep. You want to go to CPV Labs. They have all sorts of tutorials for you to be able for you to add tokens in CPV Labs for the CPA networks. CPV Labs, go to cpvlabs.com. They have video tutorials there for you. There are video tutorials on YouTube for CPV Labs. You can contact their customer support and you can ask them a question to get the tokens installed in CPV Labs. Are there any more questions? Yeah, for sure, man. Thank you very much. My voice is just like shot still. It's too many webinars, too much coaching calls. So I'm probably going to be end up getting someone else to start to do my content over time. So the question is, the slide that you showed, the 68K with 305 revenue, does that include your upsells or no? So that does not include my upsells. That is straight a lead gen. Yeah, so the question is, you make your most of your money on the back end. So as an example, it depends on your offers. It depends on your funnels. So you can make most of your money on the back end. See, a lot of the problem is a lot of the advertisers, a lot of marketers, they will tell you that the money is in the list and all the other kind of stuff, which is sort of true. You can make as much money on the front end as you possibly want with just one simple funnel. If you don't want to make any money in the back end, which I advise that you don't do, obviously, the back end is where you make profit, pure profit. So always you can have a simple one-page funnel, like I've just shown you. You can have a simple one-page lead gen funnel and make a whole bunch of money. On the back end, you can go out and create another information product, like a private label like product, and sell that, and that's pure profit for you. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I don't see any more questions coming in, so I'm going to end the webinar. You guys will have this webinar uploaded into the back office before the end of the day. My guys are just going to go through it, clean it up, edit it, and then put it up in the back office for you. Or if not, actually, I'm going to tell them not to edit it because there's some sensitive data on here that 1 or 2 of my traffic teams, they actually didn't want us to put some of the stuff out there. I'm asking and I'm requesting that you guys When you watch this webinar, please don't rip off our stuff verbatim. I'm going to ask you to govern yourself accordingly. You guys ask for some very intimate details. I want you to keep it in-house because you're paying for this information. So I want you to keep it in-house, use it for your own personal gain rather than taking it outside and putting in other Facebook groups and calling it your own. I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to the 1% that would do that. As far as the ads go, uh, look at the foundation and the formula of the ads and model it and run it for your other niche markets. That being said, thank you very much for putting up with the lateness of the webinar. Thank you very much for putting up with my voice. My voice is almost killed again. I will see you guys. If you guys got any type of questions whatsoever, inside of the membership site, you have support. You have the support at the very top right hand side in the members area. If you got questions, send them in support. My guys will answer them. I'll answer them. I'm here to help you guys out. We've got quite a few members now that are rocking, making a lot of money based on the course curriculum. So I just want everybody to get successful because I want your case study. So I need you guys that are brand new or intermediate. I need you guys to start to dig in and to start to take a little bit of action, because if you take action, you will get results. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the profit zone. Take care, everybody.